This video serves only as a guide on how to create a passage plan for an eastbound vessel transiting the Strait of Malacca and Singapore using this passage planning guide. The passage plan includes the recommended routes for both deep draft vessels and vessels with a draft of less than 15 meters. It covers primary position fixing methods, fix intervals, maximum speed, parallel indexing, reporting, contingencies, and other essential considerations required when preparing a safe and compliant route when transiting within this region. The passage planning guide for the Strait of Malacca and Singapore Strait used in this video was published on 2011. Any updates issued after this edition are not reflected in this publication. If we examine the table of contents, it outlines the safety guidelines and navigational information required for preparing and executing a safe transit through these congested waterways. I will not cover every section of the guide, as this video focuses specifically on parts 2.2 and 2.3, the eastbound passage notes for the Strait of Malacca and Singapore Strait, including the STRAITREP mandatory reporting procedures. These sections cover pages 29 to 53, as well as page 123. On page 29 of this publication, we can see that the Strait of Malacca is divided into 6 sectors. Sectors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The recommended track consists of 7 legs, designated as Leg 1 Echo through Leg 7 Echo. On page 53, Singapore Strait is shown, which is divided into 3 sectors, Sectors 7, 8, and 9. The recommended track consists of 8 legs, designated as Leg 8 Echo through Leg 15 Echo. Let us now proceed to the details of each leg, beginning with Leg 1, which can be found on pages 30 and 31. Let's rotate this diagram and zoom in. As we can see, there are 2 recommended tracks for Leg 1. The track adjacent to the traffic separation zone is intended for vessels with a draft of less than 15 meters, while the orange-colored track on the right side of the intended traffic lane is designated for vessels with a draft of 15 meters or greater. If we examine the details of Leg 1 in this publication, it states that Leg 1 Echo is approaching and entering 1 fathom bank TSS. Let us verify this on the chart. In this section, we will plot our first leg, so let us zoom in on this area. Deep draft vessels are recommended to keep to the right side of the intended traffic lane when entering the 1 fathom bank TSS, due to the presence of a submerged wreck near the traffic separation zone. Although the wreck is always submerged, with 16 meters of water above its highest point, it poses a potential hazard to vessels with a draft of 15 meters or greater. So this will be the first leg for a deep draft vessel. For a vessel with a draft of less than 15 meters, this will be the first leg. Referring to page 30, Leg 1 commences when the bearing of Batu Mandi is approximately southwest. This region is covered by a mandatory reporting system. The details can be found in the diagram and in Annex 3 of the publication. It is stated here that STRAITREP is a mandatory reporting system covering the Malacca and Singapore Straits between the specified longitudes. Vessels that fall under these categories are required to participate, and the information to be transmitted is clearly outlined. These details are also stated in Annex 3 of this publication. The guidelines indicating when vessels must report are also provided. Since we are eastbound, we will first transit the Strait of Malacca. The initial reporting point is when crossing longitude 100 degrees 40 minutes east. The next reporting point is when crossing the line joining Tanjung Piai and Pulau Karimun Kecil. At longitude 104 degrees 23 minutes east, this marks the exit from STRAITREP system for eastbound vessels, Reporting is not required at this position line for eastbound vessels, as this reporting line applies to westbound vessels. Now, to determine the reporting point, plot a line along longitude 100 degrees 40 minutes east across the planned track. Make a note, STRAITREP entry. If this is the intended track of a deep draft vessel prior to entering the 1-fathom bank TSS, this position will be the reporting point. Make a note, call Clang VTS on VHF channel 66 as indicated here. This is also stated on page 30, which specifies that when approaching the 1-fathom bank TSS, vessels are required to report to Clang VTS on VHF channel 66, and this is the required information to be transmitted. If this is the planned track for a non-deep draft vessel during the approach, this position will be the reporting point. Now that we have established the approach track, including leg 1, let us examine the details provided for this leg.
Leg 1 Echo is approximately 10 nautical miles. While we are in Sector 1, the VHF radio should remain on standby on channel 66. The primary methods of position fixing are radar and visual observation, while GPS is used as a cross-check. The recommended position fixing interval during the approach is every 20 minutes. Upon entering the TSS, the fixing frequency should be adjusted to every 10 minutes. The maximum speed stated for this leg is 12 knots. However, let us refer to page 6 of this guide. Here, it is stated that all vessels should maintain a safe speed at all times and to have a maximum state of maneuvering readiness. Under paragraph 1.3.3, it clearly states that VLCCs and deep draft vessels navigating in the Straits of Malacca and Singapore shall, as far as it is safe and practicable, proceed at a safe speed of not more than 12 knots over the ground in the following areas. At 1-fathom bank traffic separation scheme. Deep water routes in the Phillip Channel and in the Singapore Strait. And, for westbound vessels, the area between the specified coordinates. The recommended parallel indexing references when approaching TSS are Pulau Jamur and Batu Mandi. This is followed by 1-fathom bank lighthouse, which is equipped with a radar transponder, transmitting Morse signal Oscar when interrogated by a marine radar. We also have a southern goal post beacon, which carries a recon transmitting Morse signal Mike. Other beacons may also be used as an alternative for position fixing and parallel indexing, as these are fixed navigational aids, except for this yellow flashing buoy located in the middle of the lane, which is liable to drift. This southern goal post recon mic is frequently unlit, making it unreliable for visual fixes at night. However, it remains a useful reference for radar fixing because it displays a Morse signal on the radar PPI. The reporting requirement stated for Sector 1 refers to this reporting point when approaching the 1-fathom bank TSS. While we are in Sector 1, the VHF radio should remain on standby on channel 66. There is additional information in the guide that can be very helpful when preparing a passage plan through this region, including information on currents, security, contingencies, anchorage, and bridge equipment. I made a separate video that explains the parallel indexing technique in detail, as well as the difference between beacons and buoys. If you want to learn more, kindly check the link in the description below. Since this video tutorial covers passage planning when transiting the Strait of Malacca and Singapore for an eastbound vessel, I have divided the tutorial into 3 parts. Kindly check parts 2 and 3 in the description and comment section below for the full details. I hope you'll join me in the next parts of this tutorial. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more maritime tutorials. Thank you for watching.